So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys wanted a theme song shortened. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose.
Well, hey everybody, it's me, Shane Kippel, spinner from Degrassi. I know, yes, I'm aging like a fine wine. Don't stop with the compliments. I can't take all of that. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. Right here though, I'm here for a different reason. Make sure you subscribe to Crazy Cat Lady's channel, so you can see, lots of Degrassi type content. Okay, and you might hear some stories, you might get some different takes, like this take right now.
Here, but so here's my take on this season. Martha here. So this season, I love. This season's great. I love it, even though if you know what happens in season 4, get ready, buckle up, people. We're going on a bumpy ride. Um, so who do I start out with? We got two new characters. We got two new characters are mostly background characters right now during this show. Period. Darcy and a character. Look, I stopped watching after a certain period. Um, the show. I never finished this show properly. This is my first time actually doing it. So if I don't remember the characters that were on after I stopped watching it, I'm sorry. I mean, they just show up, but I mainly just know this character as a background character is one of the cheerleaders. So if you want to let me know what this character's name is, I know she comes a major character later on, or when watching other videos on Degrassi. Let me know. Basically, she's an art cheerleader that is one of those characters that the show lost track of and apparently graduated too late. I think she's supposed to be in Emma and supposed to be in Lincoln supposed to be ninth grade, but here, but okay. So Darcy doesn't really do much in this episode. Like in the season, mostly just his background character. She's um I'd say the most she tributes for this season is letting Rick kiss her, because she doesn't know what's going on, and poor Toby gets put into a locker over it. Yeah, get for the main characters, I get started with Toby. Toby doesn't get his own episode storyline very often in these shows. The further we only get, and it's kind of sad. I mean, the most he gets, it's like this show didn't know what to do with geeks and nerds. So mostly what he does in this season is being best friend with Rick, and let me get stupid Rick out of the way. Now, I understand why a lot of people at the school would be mad at Rick for what he did to Terry. I don't get why his mom didn't transfer him. She even says it in this season. I'm happy, and I thought I should transfer him. Yes, you should have. You should have. You should have transferred him. Then that's what happened. And for someone who's bullied, I do not want to compare myself to him at all, because what he did to Terry, I understand why nobody would want to forgive him for it. It does not condone what the school's done to him, does not condone the fact that Radish doesn't listen to him at all, and his excuses. There's too many students in the school to listen to one because he's too busy, basically. And um, basically, what happens to Rick? He gets hit by um by paint or eggs. I don't know what that is supposed to be. That um Alex pours on him, because if you watch the scene, I like make sure who because both Spinner and Jay stay in the crowd, stay in the audience. One who pours on him is Alex. So, and yet she does not. And yet, I'll get to it later, because I. It's not something. It's always something that bugged me. I like Alex. I'll get to it when I get to Spinner though. And then he basically goes, "Oh, carry on, everybody." Brings a gun to school, and he almost shoots Paige. He almost shoots Emma, and he actually does shoot Jimmy. And um, Jimmy, the only thing that happens to this during the season, Jimmy, that he gets shot, and which is sad. And you like wonder, do you remember first time watching this episode? You've been in a I watched these shows when they first aired, and I remember not knowing if Jimmy survived, because he said that they say he's in critical condition. So the episode ends because it's a two-parter. Um, what do you think? Is he gonna be okay? And then you don't see him until I think a couple episodes later. Because once you go and see him in the hospital, or Craig and Marco, not even Hazel goes and sees him, and we never see Paige go and sees him. Only ones that see him is. We understand why Spinner doesn't go in because he feels guilty for it, about it, because he's the one that him and Jay, mainly Jay, Spinner just went along with it. If but he still went along with it, and yeah, I understand why a lot of people don't like Jay, because he puts a lot of people's ideas in their heads. Always the one that starts trouble in this show, and a lot of the characters do something stupid because of him, and I can totally understand. I mean, I think by the end of it, he's cleaned up his act somewhat as best he can. So, yep. And like I said, we don't really know if at the end of the episode if Jimmy's okay until later on. And I understand they wanted to talk about what's going on during that time period with, a lot of kids bringing a gun to schools over bullying and stuff like that, and they want to talk about stuff like that. I just really wish it wasn't Rick, okay? Because they're making us feel sorry for him, and they want us to make us feel sorry for him, and I'm sorry, I can't. I cannot feel sorry for somebody who does something to their girlfriend, okay? So, does that mean I'm heartless? No, it just means I just never liked him. So, anyway, let's get off that sad ordeal. So, Emma having to deal with the fact that she's Rick's new toy, because she's the one that starts this whole entire thing about um, people not liking Rick and stuff like that, and having Rick point a gun at her. Um, and what she might have gonorrhea. They never really confirm if she does or not, do they? So she's just mostly dealing with the fact that um, was mostly just dealing the fact with all that and saying goodbye to Sean, as Sean ends up um, leaving this season after he stops after he saves Emma and Toby and killing and he didn't mean to, but killing Rick, and he just didn't. He wanted to be with his parents instead of being alone, even though he had Ellie there, and Ellie had a lot to deal enough to deal with as it is with her moving, and she might have going back, but she moved in for a while with John because of what her mom does in this season, catching the house on fire, and for not for not for being for falling asleep and leaving the stove on, and so and she left for her own, basically for her own safety, and we get Paige's story line about her putting away about her dealing with Dean for once and for all, even though she does not win the case. Not many people sadly do, and it's not really her fault. There is no evidence and stuff like that. I mean, that's much they can do. The judge wanted to believe her, and I think even the lawyer who was just doing her job, um, even felt sorry for her at the very end. And yeah, she goes and crashes Spinner's car into his because she wanted to have him suffer somehow, but poor Spinner's car, and he just got that car too. That would suck. So poor Spinner. And Spinner, man, you had to have this had to happen to you, and I had to have his actor on here. So yeah, so sorry if you ever watched this video. I'm sorry for what happens to you during your character during this season. About having him lose all his friends and stuff like that. Um, to tell you the truth, he should have probably left the bathroom. I don't really get why they never why he never puts Alex into never tells Alex. He tells on Jay, but he doesn't tell on Alex. And like I said, I watched the scene, and Alex, the one that's not sitting down, she's the one that gets them pours on top of her, pours on top of Rick. Like I said, I like Alex. I just want to know why he did not tell on her and get her expelled too. Because he got both him and he did not know this was gonna happen. I guess it's because who brought the whatever it was they poured on Rick, and I guess they didn't want the school to lose. I don't know. It doesn't really explain. And but I don't know. Like they forget the detail that Alex would arrange this to happen. And um mainly I think Manny just has to deal with the aftermath of what happened with Craig and stuff like that. I mean, she does date JT for a while, and they break up because what JT tries to do with his dinghy and trying to make it bigger. Oh yeah, we also had Danny show up for the first time in the show, Liberty's little brother, and only thing he gets more of a character than Darcy here. Mostly he just gets jealous over JT and Liberty because now those two are started dating, and Um, so that covers both those guys. And Liberties right now is just mostly um, for a while not liking Emma because she got mad at him for wanting to date Chris, and Emma got too big much of an ego and saying, "What the school think if the next person Chris dates is Liberty?" Yeah, that line was not cool for her to say. So I understand that. So mostly, I think that's the only thing we get from Liberty is her dating JT in this season. So wait for next season, guys. So for what happens with Liberty on that one, and Craig and Ashley are back together after everything, and both of them are dealing with the fact that Craig has discovered that he's bipolar. During the he's discovered he's bipolar, and he's come pretty violent. He like beats up. He goes tries to propose to Ashley during her dad's wedding, um, and buys a hotel room, then trashes it, and using Joey's card, and beats up Joey. He gets mad when Ashley wants to go and hang out England for the summer to get so she can have a break from keeping track of Craig and hang out with her dad for a while. But he wants to go along with her, but and since Joey found the ticket and did not tell him that Ashley did not want him on the trip, he goes and decides to run away. All during the time where Kevin Smith's there, because yeah, for I think the Kevin Smith's like the biggest cameo they have during this show, because he's even there during most of the time during next season. He's like here for the last couple episodes. He breaks up. He, he do we blame him for what happened between him and Caitlin and Joey? Do we blame him? Yeah, I kind of want to blame him. So, um, and basically Craig gets his a guitar that's worth a lot of money stolen by an old by a street person, a homeless guy, and so yeah, um, so think that's everything that's happens this season. So buckle up, everybody, for the next season. What happens next season? Who comes next season? Because a character I don't like comes next season. So I don't. This season's great. I'm prepared to cry because I still cried after Jimmy, even though I knew nothing was wrong with Jimmy. Because it's mostly I'm remembering what's wrong, I guess. So I'll see you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe, and bye bye. Oh yeah, Marco. Um, this theme song is one of my favorite. The way the theme song works is my favorite form of the theme song. Marco mostly is dealing with him becoming school president and him telling his mom, coming out to his mom, and having to deal with the fact that he could not um, get blood because of him being gay. So I think those are the ones that would mostly. We had him and Dylan break up. Yay! I'm not really a big fan about Dylan. So he treats Marco. So there. Okay, I forgot to mention all everything what happens with Paige. Like, I never liked this story that happens with Paige and her dating her teacher. I know they're pretty close to the same age, but um, really, if you're gonna become a teacher, your job is to become a teacher, and you're going there, you don't fall in love with a student. And I mostly just want to say that it's the whole thing is silly. So bye. That's basically it. I just think that the whole storyline with Paige dating her teacher is silly. So, for real, bye. I think that's everything. Let me know if I forgot anything. Bye.